Stillwater Creek was a town, a very, very quiet town. You know the type. One main street, everybody knew everybody, and their dogs. For generations, funerals in Stillwater Creek were handled by Old Man Hemlock. He was, well, old. And his funerals were traditional, very traditional. Think somber hymns, dark suits, maybe a slightly dry fruitcake at the reception. It was predictable, it was reliable, it was frankly a bit boring, but then Old Man Hemlock retired, and the quiet town got a little less quiet. This was because 2 new funeral homes opened, almost simultaneously, which was weird. First there was Cameron. Cameron was all about sustainability and feelings, big, important feelings. Her funeral home was called Evergreen Endings. It had reclaimed wood floors. Lots of plants, so many plants you could get a kombucha on tap in the waiting room.
I believe grieving should be an organic process, like composting, but for your soul.
She wore linen. She probably foraged her own artisanal mourning mints. Her vision was a funeral home that was less about death and more about celebrating life, in a very eco-conscious, Instagram-friendly sort of way. She was ready to change how Stillwater Creek said goodbye. Gently. Then there was Zayden. Zayden was not like Cameron at all. His funeral home, Celestial Sendoffs, was just down the street, but it felt like it was on another planet. Think neon accents, a state-of-the-art sound system, probably a fog machine somewhere.
Funerals should be an experience, a spectacle. Engagement metrics for memorial services are key.
He wore a different brightly coloured blazer every day. He thought a good send-off deserved its own hype reel. He was all about tech, trends, and making a statement, a very loud, digitally enhanced statement. Now, Cameron and Zayden didn't just magically appear. Oh no, they had history, a very specific, very petty high school history. They had been rivals since the great science fair debacle of 10th grade. Cameron built a self-sustaining terrarium. Zayden built a baking soda volcano that accidentally erupted all over Cameron's terrarium. The town hadn't seen such drama in years, and now they were bringing that same energy to the funeral business, in a town that usually saved its drama for the annual pie contest. This was going to be interesting, very interesting. Their school feud was legendary. It wasn't just the science fair. There was the time Cameron, dubbed the compost queen for her aggressive recycling initiatives, replaced all the glitter in the art room with finely shredded biodegradable mulch before the school dance.
It was for the environment, and sparkle is overrated.
Zayden, who was planning a cosmic sparkle theme for his student council campaign launch, was not amused. He retaliated by anonymously donating a truckload of unsorted plastic bottles to Cameron's home address labelled, "For your art projects."
Just a little gift for the compost queen.
Their passive aggression had its own fan club. It was intense, it was petty, it was, to be honest, pretty funny for everyone else. So when Evergreen Endings opened, Cameron immediately took to TikTok. Her handle? @EcoGriefGuru. She posted videos, lots of videos. How to make a memorial bird feeder from recycled materials. The benefits of mushroom burial suits. She even did a tutorial on grief journaling with pressed wildflowers. Her aesthetic was very calming, very pastel, very earnest. Her #sustainable sorrow started trending, locally anyway.
Conscious uncoupling from the earthly plane. It's a lot, but it's important.
People were intrigued, or at least mildly confused in a gentle way. Zayden, of course, couldn't let this stand. He launched at Celestial Celebrant on TikTok. His first video, a drone fly-through of his funeral home's Starlight Reflection Lounge, complete with laser effects. He announced influencer eulogies, where minor internet celebrities would read pre-approved scripts for a fee. He pushed #lit funerals and #FOMO finales. He offered QR codes on tombstones linking to curated Spotify playlists.
Funerals should be memorable and shareable.
His videos were flashy, they had quick cuts, and very loud electronic music. He was not about subtlety, he was about views and outdoing Cameron. The real fireworks, though, weren't the services, they were the comments. Cameron would post about the serenity of a wicker casket.
Does it come with a free squirrel? #basic burials.
Zayden would showcase his new virtual reality grief counseling.
Is that before or after the sponsored ad break? #grief not content.
Their followers lapped it up. The feud went viral, not Stillwater Creek viral, actual viral. People tuned in for the funeral fisticuffs. The hashtags #funeralfeud and #gravewars started trending worldwide. They were famous for fighting. Cameron doubled down on her eco-warrior ways. She introduced seedling send-offs. The idea was simple and a bit out there. Your loved one's ashes would be mixed with special soil, then used to plant a tree. You could choose the tree. Maple, oak, even a slightly judgmental bonsai. Families would get a GPS tracker for their loved one tree.
It's like giving back to the earth in a very literal way.
She also heavily promoted her organic, fair trade, locally sourced morning snacks. Vegan charcuterie boards became a surprising hit. Her funeral home started smelling faintly of patchouli and freshly baked sourdough. It was a whole vibe. Zayden, meanwhile, was pushing the technological envelope. And good taste. He unveiled hologram homages. Yes, a full-color, three-dimensional hologram of the deceased. It could deliver a pre-recorded message or perform their favorite TikTok dance. One family even requested a hologram of their grandma doing the floss. It was memorable.
We offer personalized Snapchat filters for wakes, and a premium package where a grief support chatbot, modeled after a sympathetic but slightly sarcastic AI, would text you daily affirmations, or memes, depending on your preference.
Their competitive pettiness escalated beautifully. Cameron accidentally rerouted a shipment of Zayden's custom LED tombstones to a recycling center that specialized in e-waste. She claimed it was a clerical error in her new paperless office system.
Oops, my bad.
Zayden, not to be outdone, anonymously tipped off the county health inspector. He suggested they investigate the unconventional mushroom cultivation happening near Cameron's composting toilets. He swore it was out of genuine concern for public safety and the structural integrity of her yurts.
Just looking out for the community.
The town of Stillwater Creek was officially bewildered and entertained. Elderly Mrs. Higgins, who had pre-planned her very traditional funeral with Old Man Hemlock years ago, was now considering adding a biodegradable glitter cannon. The local bakery started selling Team Cameron carob cookies and Team Zayden neon cupcakes. The Stillwater Creek Chronicle, which usually reported on lost cats and potholes, now had a dedicated Funeral Feud update section. It was the most excitement the town had seen since the Great Raccoon infestation of '98. Business for both was booming. Mayor Brenda McMillan watched all of this. She was Gen X. She remembered when MTV actually played music. She found the whole thing exhausting and also secretly kind of hilarious. Stillwater Creek was suddenly on the map. Tourists were coming, not for the historic clock tower, but to catch a glimpse of the feuding funeral directors. Mayor Brenda knew an opportunity when she saw one, or at least a way to get them to quiet down. A bit. She hatched a plan, a beautifully chaotic plan involving public spectacle. She called an emergency town meeting, which was dramatic for Stillwater Creek. She announced, live on the town's Facebook page, which usually just posted lost dog alerts, the first annual Stillwater's most spectacular send-off showdown. Cameron and Zayden would each stage a mock funeral. The town would vote. The prize, a hideous, oversized plastic trophy and eternal bragging rights, or at least bragging rights until next year.
This is going to be fun, and a bit ridiculous, but mostly fun.
Mayor Brenda ate popcorn throughout the announcement. She even winked at the camera. The internet loved Mayor Brenda. Cameron and Zayden were horrified and intrigued. They couldn't back down. Their reputations were at stake. They tried to one-up each other during the planning.
How about a pyrotechnics display synced to a dubstep remix of Amazing Grace?
Or a silent disco memorial where everyone wears headphones playing whale songs and plants succulents.
During one particularly heated planning argument, which they were, of course, live streaming to their followers for maximum drama, they accidentally brainstormed an idea, an eco-friendly rave-themed memorial, with a biodegradable disco ball and mushroom-based glow sticks. The internet exploded. It was genius. Reluctantly, very reluctantly, they decided to collaborate for the contest. Just this once. Their combined mock funeral was a masterpiece of sustainable spectacle. It won. Obviously, the trophy was indeed hideous. And then something even weirder happened. A venture capitalist who had been following their feud online offered them a massive investment if they merged. So, Everlasting Celestial Seedling Send-Offs and Hologram Homages Inc. was born. They still argued, constantly. But now they argued about profit margins and biodegradable drone designs. Stillwater Creek became the funeral tourism capital of the world, all thanks to two rivals and a mayor who knew good TV.